More than 80% of the population in Singapore live in public housing known as HDB. Today we're going to find out what it really feels like for young homeowners living in HDB. We have a special guest taking us on an HDB flat tour. Please welcome Yang.
Hi Kevin.
Hi.
I'm Yang, Singaporean. I was born and raised here. And so since it's raining, why don't I take you out the place and show you around?
Let's go.
Hey, welcome to my home. This is actually a 4-room resale flat in Canberra. It's still very young. It's because it only TOP in 2015, so the house is actually 5 years old. So what's special about this unit is that it's actually a point block and there's no direct neighbours, so we get a lot of greenery outside. There's actually a small park below, so that adds to sort of like the calming presence that we get when we come back home. Generally, the place is quite quiet and you get a lot of privacy.
When I think of HDBs, I think of these buildings all jumbled up together. It's a jungle. But here I see all the trees outside, and this is quite rare.
It was really lucky that we got a place with no direct neighbours. Some HDBs actually are very premium because they come with very private corners. So you will find that in the more mature estate, because there are less people staying in them. You can also find like these small pockets of privacy as well. This is Freya, my overlord. So we're not allowed to have cats in HDB, but I guess it's like an unspoken rule that if you make sure you take care of them, then it's okay.
Really? So no pets are allowed in HDBs?
You're allowed to have certain breeds of dogs, but cats are still a no-no.
I feel like they're more clean than dogs.
I thought so too.
Oh, she's so pretty and majestic.
Apart from having the great green scenery, we wanted to match that by having a house that was very pleasant and peaceful to come home to. So you'll see that like a lot of selections and the choices of furniture and decor all were basically picked from like interesting Pinterest boards, and we just put them together in like one big jumble. Most of the stuff here is also good for the environment because it's bought second-hand. If it isn't second-hand, it's either from IKEA or Taobao, and we tried to keep the color palettes warm. So we have like a mixture of like woods, whites, and like neutral tones. So this all adds to a very calming feeling when we come back home.
It feels really warm, and I love the touch of greenery as well. Yeah, I do feel really welcomed.
If you notice, like we try to keep the spaces as clean as possible, because this makes the house look bigger as well. Basically, the living room is really just a place where people can sit down and eat up. Either if they're coming back from work or if they're having dinner. So why don't I show you the kitchen?
Yes.
So the kitchen is a bit smaller as typical of the newer HDB layouts, and you'll see actually in Singapore most HDBs and most modern HDBs have a cutout and a very clear intersection between the kitchen and the service yard. It's a good space for smaller families these days.
Did you choose all the dark blue colors here? Yeah,
we did. So these were also choices for carpentry. We tried to keep it simple as well, so these were basically off the stock, and the quartz countertops are also simple as well, and we didn't want to spend too much.
It looks really expensive though, you know, the color is like a high-end kind of color.
Simple contrast between like dark blues and whites and greys sort of works all the time.
Yeah, it does. When people think of HDBs, they always think about these long laundry poles. Can we take a look at yours?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's quite spacious.
The HDB laundry poles, they are sort of better than the previous ones, because the previous ones from older flats actually jut out.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why doesn't it go out like this?
I think it's for safety purposes, because previously in older flats there's a lot of cases of like killer litter and like laundry falling. So it would be safer to have like laundry poles that keep in the interior. If you'll notice as well, there are like little corridors and cordons, so if your stuff drops, it won't drop all the way down as well.
Oh, good. Oh, I feel like it dries faster if it goes out.
Yeah, depending on your layouts, right? Some laundry poles do get wet if it rains.
Yeah.
Because of the newer like HDB layouts, most of them follow the same standard concept, which is a long corridor dividing the common toilets, the master bedrooms, from the common rooms as well. This is the common toilet. Basically, it's for anyone that comes to visit. And on the left-hand side is the common bedrooms. In a typical 4-room layout, there's usually 2 common bedrooms. So at the moment, I'm renting out one, and the other one is serving as my work from home office. So you can take a look inside if you want. As you can see, this is supposed to be a common bedroom, but I've turned it into a home office for now. I think that it works well because you have like partitions that you can use to set out your beds and your study tables or your cupboards if you're actually staying in this room. If not, it makes a great work from home office. So I have this little like 2 frames up just as a reminder to myself. The first floor plan of the first home that I bought, that was a 3-room flat in Ang Mo Kio. We sort of realized very early on that toilets in HDB have a tendency to capture moisture. We tried many options to work on the ventilation. As you can see, I've already put up a sign that says do not touch so that no one like closes the ventilation windows. The only other way to prevent that is to install a ventilation fan. Yeah, but that consumes electricity, so we're trying to find something a bit more cost efficient.
Do all HDBs have these small windows?
Most of them do.
Is this the guest bathroom and you have another one in your master bed?
Yeah, that's right, we do.
So what's this gold design here? Is that also your choice?
Yeah, we actually picked this entire vanity set from Taobao.
Oh, Taobao. You installed it yourself?
We got somebody to come and install it.
Oh.
It's actually $100 or so.
What?
My advice to new homeowners is that like you keep your renovation simple.
Yes.
Especially if you're moving in first, and then along the way you pick up and change what you want to.
So HDBs and some condominiums have bomb shelters.
Yeah, I guess every HDB has a bomb shelter for safety and regulations, right? But most everyday people use it as a storage room or storeroom.
We're back in the living room and I have a few questions. So what are all these collections?
This is basically like my all-in-one vinyl player. I think it was at Taobao or Lazada. And it sort of like plays everything as well. It plays vinyl, plays CDs. Here in the living room, I guess the most accessible things are my Google Home and my Nest Hub. Hey Google, turn off the light.
Okay, turning the Mi living room lamp to off.
Okay Google, turn on the lights.
Okay, turning the Mi living room lamp to on.
This is so fun.
Turn the light to incandescent.
Alright, changing the Mi living room lamp to incandescent.
Wow! Wow! Now we're having like a Google ad moment in the middle of HDB flat tour. Can I ask, what is this one?
It's another like little Bluetooth speaker.
It's so cute. I thought it was like a kitchen timer. That's cool. I've never seen it. Is this from?
I think it's from Taobao.
So guys, if you want the same look, go to Taobao. When you come to me, can you pause and like...
Oh, there you go. So we try to incorporate a lot of green spaces into the house, because otherwise HDBs are very industrial, or they just have this feeling that there's not enough greenery at home.
Yes.
And not everybody gets this view, so if you want to make your house look bigger, you can put some plants in.
So Young,
yeah.
How is it living with your neighbors? Do you get along well?
I guess we do. Actually, I was very lucky to have a good set of neighbors. They're both around our age as well. Because we are of the same age, we kind of understand what we're going through. It helps us to sometimes get along better. In case somebody's out or there's a parcel coming in, we will actually help each other to make sure they come back. Yeah.
That's so generous.
I think it's all part of like the culture here, you know. Like if we want to have a friendly neighborhood, we have to do something about it as well. So we tend to be a bit more open. If we see each other in the corridors, we also talk. We understand how they're doing, what's the day going like.
Is it mostly Singaporeans around your neighbor?
Well, you find a mix of everyone, right? So we have some families which are Singaporeans and PRs. It doesn't matter to us because so long as you're staying here, you're part of one big community.
Yeah. Do you hear any noises? Does that trouble you?
Noises from time to time, but the first thing is concern rather than fear. Yeah, in our case here, because we are from a younger estate, our neighbors tend to be younger as well. So most of them are just either starting work or starting families, and that helps us to like sort of get along better.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for having me here.
No problem.
Yeah.
Then shall we go?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. I was just saying as well, right? So my neighbors actually dropped this off for me today.
This much?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
We do that from time to time, so we exchange like drinks or snacks.
That's
so
very
yes,
nice.
a great kampong culture.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Bye. That was Yang's HDB flat tour in Canberra. It was my first time taking a deep dive into the looks of HDBs. I had so much fun and I hope you did too. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!